Hi, my name is Rick Lanuza. I'm the brand new ophthalmologist at MASH, or Metropolitan Animal Specialty Hospital, located in Hollywood, California. And today I'll be answering some questions about dogs' eyes. Dogs are not colorblind. Actually, they are dichromatic, which means that they are blue-red colorblind. So that's actually known as deuteranopia, and that happens in about 6% of human males. Actually, it's probably one of the more common types of quote-unquote color blindness. So technically, no, they can't see color, but they can't distinguish between red and blue. Dogs can see better in the dark than we can, and that's due to a very particular specialized layer in the back of the eye called the tapetum lucidum. Most people probably see it as that kind of eye shine, you know, the deer in headlights kind of look type of thing, and it's very easy to appreciate and see. Go ahead and place your own dog in a low lit or dark environment and just turn the flashlight on and just kind of flash the beam of light across those eyes, and you'll see that little shiny reflective layer kind of shining back at you. The easy answer for that is you typically don't really know if your dog is going blind. You either know that if your dog has gone blind very suddenly, or if your dog is pretty much already blind. The reason for that is there's several reasons. It's multifactorial. Dogs do very well navigating their environment, especially if they're familiar with it, if they are slowly losing vision. So they'll compensate with their ears and their nose, and most people won't be able to tell. But of course you'll be able to tell if they quickly go blind. So to kind of answer that question, I tell folks to look for behavior that looks like they're obviously bumping into things, or they're surprised by certain objects in their environment. Obviously, if an animal is bumping into things in a familiar environment, that's a lot more reason to believe that something's going on. Taking your pet or your animal out of a familiar environment, putting them in a new environment, maybe they are challenged by this new environment, and it'll kind of bring to light maybe more visual inconsistencies. So no real perfect way to answer that, but there are things that you can look for. Trouble tracking treats, if they're using their nose more than their eyes, things like that. Once again, not a perfect answer for that, considering there's so many types of breeds and different sizes of dogs means that dogs are going to live a little bit longer. So I'll answer that very simply by comparing them to us. The older that you get, you're not really going blind, but you can lose visual acuity. You have to start either pulling that menu back a little bit further if you're 40 years old or over, or just in general you're not seeing quite as sharp at night. That tends to happen. The same thing with animals. Not so much obviously the pulling the menu away, but at around 6 to 10 years of age, depending on the breed, their lens will start showing changes. They'll start to become a little bit harder. But the biggest change will probably be degeneration of the retina, so they have trouble usually starting off with night blindness, or it's known as nyctalopia. And usually owners will notice that first, that either if they're very far away, the pet kind of loses track of them. They have a little bit of hesitancy going out to use the bathroom, say in a pitch black night. So things like that is probably what you'll notice. The most common eye conditions that any ophthalmologist is gonna see is gonna be probably a lot more involved than, say, a general practitioner. But overall, I think that corneal ulcers is a pretty safe answer. Glaucoma and cataract, those are kind of the three big groups that I believe general practitioners and specialists such as myself will see, or an ophthalmology specialty will see. It's really common in dogs and cats to get corneal abrasions, whether it's due to the environment that they're in, whether they're running around through the bushes or just kind of messing around outside. Smush-faced dogs, known as brachycephalics, they are exquisitely higher risk for developing corneal ulcers, mostly because they have such big buggy eyes and a short face, so there's not much room for air. Things that make contact with their face or their nose are pretty much probably going to make contact with their eyes, so those breeds kind of jump to the front of the line.